Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Chris, or SeeFour. Welcome to my Assassin Quick Start video. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible for everyone. This is probably one of the most played classes right now that I see, and for good reason. In my opinion, she's a little overpowered, but either way guys, let's get into this quick start guide with Assassin, and let's start with her abilities. Alright guys, really quickly before we start with her abilities, as you can see here in that intro, I was pretty much showing you how fast you can get across the map with the Assassin because of her dash movements and jumps, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but let's get on with the actual what she has and what she brings over to the table. So guys, we're going to start off with her arc blades. Those things are absolutely amazing. They actually allow her to do crazy damage. If you actually get a combo of 3 on someone, it actually does a crazy amount of damage. You can actually one-shot other low health characters, and by low health I'm talking about, I think it's under 325, and it'll actually do enough damage to one-shot. That's if you hit the entire 3 combo. Super amazing, super effective. The next thing she has actually is a shotgun. She actually has a shotgun for a secondary that is pretty interesting. It allows her to go ahead and be a little bit of a range, and it's an auto shotgun, so you can just hold the left trigger down or the left mouse button down and you'll actually keep firing. If you do the right click, however, it will actually do a charged shot, and that'll actually fire all of your shots at once, and it just makes it a bigger bit of a radius area of effect, but it does have a little bit of a charge time. The next thing that she has is her Q ability, which is actually a frenzy ability, and that actually allows her to go ahead and go into like an ultra rage mode. Now every time that she gets a kill, it actually makes it last longer, inflicting damage, and actually restores your health when you're in this mode, so that's pretty cool. And you just gain, actually just highlights all the enemies, and you do like kind of like an AoE around you, and that's pretty cool and really effective when you're dealing with multiple people. The next thing is going to be her E ability, which is actually pretty much kind of like a grenade that makes an anti-gravity field. It's pretty amazing actually. It does a bunch of things. It does some damage. You can get kills with it, and it makes it just an anti-gravity field where there isn't one, and that honestly is really good, especially with her type of playstyle. Now another thing with that is that her next ability is actually her left shift, which is just a dash. It'll let you dash forward, and yeah, you can just dash forward, left, right, any direction, and it's actually super good, and it makes it so she can increase her survivability by dashing left and right out of shots, or backwards or forwards to get into fights more, and it's honestly super good ability that makes her pretty much super deadly if you know how to control it, and you know how to use the charge as well, and you know how to time them off well. The last thing is actually going to be her double jump. She actually has a thing where she can double jump as long as she touches the ground. The second she touches the ground, she can double jump again, which is pretty awesome. And you can actually use these, the last two, in a combo, which what I showed in the beginning. You can dash, double jump, and you can get around the map super quickly. And it's honestly really, in my opinion, it's kind of overpowered that you can keep doing this, and you can actually close the gap super quickly. But I think that's kind of how they wanted to balance her, but with her being a melee character, you can just dash in and then do that. It's pretty interesting how you can pull off those maneuvers. So let's get into the play style of her. So guys, with her being a melee character, you're going to have to get up close, and you're going to have to want to position yourself where you're actually trying to get some backstabs on the enemy, because that's actually going to allow you to do more damage. What it seems like, you're actually going to be able to do a little bit more to the enemy. Now, one more thing that I just realized that I forgot is that if you right click while you have your blades out, you'll actually do a grapple thing. Now, this can be used to grapple surfaces or even enemy players. Now, when you grapple an enemy player, what you're going to want to do is hold the grapple button until you come in contact with them. What that's going to actually do is it's going to let you go ahead and do a free stab on them and get some damage in there before anything else happens, and you'll actually be able to do some pretty sick combos, because that'll count as one of your 3 hits for your combo, and you'll actually be able to go ahead and do your other 2 combos. Now, one more thing, keep in mind guys, I'm not a 100% super expert on Assassin, because I want to try to play every character. I want to try to give you guys the best way on how you should play every character and how they work. And honestly, Assassin overall, in my opinion, is just kind of like that super rush type of character that just moves in there, does a lot of damage up close, and even with their shotgun, if she's not super up close, it can pretty much destroy everybody with that shotgun. Anyone that's running away, she can finish them off super quickly. and to be actually a monster. Alright, she's a huge finisher. She's a huge like assassin type role, so she can finish people off super quickly. In 1v1s, she can still have the advantage with her with her dashes and everything. That's why I'd say that it's super important, super crucial that you learn how to manage those dashes and everything, because that is how you're going to be able to just pretty much win all your fights. Another thing that I really want to point out that's super crucial about the assassin class is that, in my opinion, she's actually one of the better people to be playing the objective. And I know I say this a lot about a lot of people, but honestly, all of the characters can play the objective super well in this game, in like every game mode that is currently in the closed beta. Now, in my opinion though, her best game mode is honestly going to be Blitzball, because of the fact that she can move around the map super quickly. As you saw in the beginning of these clips, that, or not the beginning, well, just recently, that I just literally from the spawn ran straight and got into the Blitzball thing before everyone else. And if you know, if it's kind of like halftime and they're taking out the shield, you can literally just do that, grab the ball, and by the time that that's done, one of your cooldowns for your dashes should be off cooldown, and you can literally just go ahead and dash and then be halfway into the enemy map and just score that ball like super quickly. Just Blitzball right now, I'm just gonna go on this little rant. Blitzball right now is not 100% balanced in my opinion, and it's probably the weakest game mode that they have, but I mean, it's beta, they can fix it for sure. But I feel like Assassin definitely goes ahead and abuses the fact that Blitzball isn't that balanced right now, and can just run the objective and be, you know, score 9 points instantly, get that S+ rank that you guys are wanting to get. And honestly, it's super amazing that like most of the characters can play the objective super well. Again, most of them do have some other things, but Assassin, definitely, if it's Blitzball, try out Assassin for a bit, see if your enemy can counter it. If not, then it's pretty much a free win right there. So a good Assassin can definitely change the tide of any Blitzball game, of any game mode really, just because of the fact that she's so versatile and so mobile and just can do anything that she really wants. Okay guys, so this guide is going to be a little bit longer than the other ones, I just realized, but it's okay. So the next thing that I would recommend is that your E, you can actually use that kind of defensively, because of the fact that she can just kind of smack people and use that extra field to her advantage. That will actually let you to have an advantage over people, because you can go ahead and dash in midair very effectively and do that right click grapple, and it's super good, and it also weakens them at the start. So your E, your MP grenade, is actually super crucial to your abilities in order to be able to handle multiple targets at once. So let's go ahead and talk about the Q. In my opinion, her Q should not be used in 1v1s whatsoever, and you should only be able to use that, you should only actually use that when you're going into 2v1s, or at least very least 2v1s against you. 3v1s would actually be pretty awesome if you have your Q up, but keep in mind your Q is actually a super skilled ability that you have to be able to go ahead and use it effectively. You can't just pop Q and get a free kill like you can with the Enforcer. So she does, in my opinion, have a somewhat higher skill gap than someone else. However, it is mitigated by the fact that once you get close to the skill gap, you're actually going to be able to just pretty much outslay everyone and do everything that anyone else can do, but a lot better. And you're going to be that one person that everyone's going to be like, great, it's an assassin. And that's just kind of like her character role. Other than that, guys, I mean, that's going to be almost everything that you really need to know. Just kind of play her as kind of like a pokey type of assassin. You know, get in there, do some damage, get out, wait for those health packs, and actually, sometimes you can even camp the health packs. If you're on Blitzball, definitely go ahead and play that OBJ, because you're pretty much going to be the one reason your team wins if it is Blitzball. Remember that she does have a secondary shotgun for farther range, and you can actually do some disgusting damage at range with that. It's super amazing. And one last thing is that remember that she is overall squishy, so don't go ahead and getting into too many 2v1s or 3v1s unless you have your frenzy up. Then you do have to outplay the enemy still, and that's one thing as well. The last thing I want to say is just that she is super reliant on your skills to outplay the enemy, super reliant on your strategy in order to be a super successful assassin. If you do have some great strategy and you can outplay most players, she's definitely one of the best classes to choose, because you will actually be able to use her super effectively, and you will pretty much just be that one guy that everyone says, oh great, it's an assassin. Other than that, guys, I'm going to leave it off there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy my guide. If it did help you out and did help you out with the class and pick your favorite class, check out my other guides. I'm gonna try to do as many of these as I can before the closed beta's done, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see ya.